Yep. Hey everyone, what's going on? Jason Pacheco here, as always, with Matt Reddy, episode 21 of the Millennial Real Talk podcast. What's up, Matt? How are you?
Not too bad.
It's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks for us. Had a lot going on. You closed on, well, I guess yours was the new year, but you closed on the multi. I just closed on another property, moving into it, duplex in Warwick. So had that going on. It's been busy. So yeah, we had to cancel the last few. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I moved in. Actually, something I wanted to talk about too, since moving into the new house, and so I think, what was it? It was we moved in probably like 3 days ago, and so we move in, and I went to take a shower, no hot water. I'm like, oh no. Yeah, there we go. The joys of home ownership. But yeah, so no hot water on the first day, and I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm like, I already know that I'm gonna need a new water. It's not gonna be something simple. So go downstairs, check it out, call the plumber. So in this, it's a 1-level duplex. So it has a crawl space. There's no basement, and I guess the height of the water heater or whatever, it technically wasn't up to code. So when the plumber came, he was just kind of telling us, like, I don't even know who installed this. It wasn't a plumber. He goes, you just really got to have an electric one because of the height and a bunch of other things. But yeah, basically, long story short, instead of a $2,000 water heater, which is pretty standard in price, we had to get a $6,500 one. So for those of you out there shopping, I know we're real estate agents here, but my advice is to have a little more money in the bank than your down payment. I mean, you don't need like double the money, but like an unexpected expense like that. I mean, I had it, thank God, but then you end up in a bunch of extra debt, credit card debt or whatever. But yeah, I was really annoyed. I'm like, damn, 2,000. I was thinking, $2,000, like, yeah, not too big of a deal. Like, 6,500, I have it, but we just bought the house.
Did you say anything to the sellers?
I really didn't. I just kind of like,
what is gonna happen? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, what am I gonna do? So yeah, it was annoying. So I had that. Couple other things I had to fix too. Nothing major, but yeah, that's how my first couple of days went.
Now,
so
how was it living there? Quieter?
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely an upgrade. I mean, I would say, well, at least where I was in Pawtucket to Warwick now, definitely the upgrade. Getting the Pawtucket house, the other unit I was living in, so I was house hacking, getting that unit ready for March 1st. So gonna have to tenant select, run through that process, but yeah, probably keep everyone updated on how that's going. But yeah, that's pretty much.
So yeah, what are you doing in the one in Pawtucket now? Is there anything that has to be done, or?
Yeah, I did a couple things. So obviously, like, a lot of it's been renovated. Actually, now the whole unit's really been renovated, but just some last minute touch ups, getting the washer and dryer down there, a new one. Trying to think, just some minor things, light paint, because I, put some holes just from hanging stuff up, things like that.
Are you painting?
I'm not painting. So here's the deal. Moving into the new house, I really wasn't gonna paint. So the 2 bedrooms need to be painted, floors, carpets need to come up. And having someone do the floors, but the paint. So I'm like, I can't be running around because I had to paint. So I was saving some money painting the bedrooms here. So I was like, I can't be painting. Like, how much paint am I got? I'm not a full-time painter. Right. Like, what am I gonna? So save a little money at the new house paint, but over here, I mean, this is gonna return. It's gonna, I'm gonna get a return on investment here. So I'm like, let me just spend the money and. The quicker I get it rented too. I mean, if I have to run back 5 days a week trying to paint a bunch of rooms, it just doesn't really,
Yeah, you just gotta get it rented.
Yeah, I gotta just get it rented for March. Otherwise, I'm April, May. I mean, I don't know. So it's like, I'm not painting that much anyway, but, it's just the time cost of whatever. So, but yeah, so a lot going on.
Yeah. No, I had one story with my multi-family. Of course, we all know about that cold coming in this weekend.
Yeah.
You hear about it?
Yeah, I heard. Yep.
So maybe 4 to 5 days ago, the tenant texted me, said, "Hey, just so you know, I'm having heating issues right now." I'm like, "Oh man."
Yeah.
So I'm like, "All right, do you want me to have a plumber go out there and take a look at it?" He goes, "No, I got it. Just wanted to keep you in the loop." Like, okay.
Yeah, just okay.
So he ended up fixing it. I didn't hear from him, but we're having some cold weather coming through, and I was stressed out. Like, man, is that house? Because I know the heating systems are so old. I'm like, are they gonna hold up through this cold temperatures? So I just touched base with them yesterday, and they were very happy that I did. Everything's working. They're happy. Thank you for checking in on us, etc.
Yeah,
it was nice. But today is
actually
the first.
Yeah, it's the first. Yeah,
so I get to collect rent for the first time.
Yeah, did you get it yet?
I'm going tomorrow.
No, do you? Because it's not due. Yeah, it's funny too. A lot of people think like, for those of you rented out there, like, maybe I shouldn't even advertise, but the mortgage is due on the 15th. So if you pay on the 2nd or the 3rd, I mean, we're not gonna.
Which is something pretty cool actually with the whole buying a multi or any home, but just what I liked about the multi here. Of course, I set up a separate account just for the multifamily, so all the rent goes into this multifamily account, and all the mortgage and bills are all paid from this one account. So it's not I purchased it in January. The mortgage is not due until March.
Oh yeah, because you got
I'm going to get to collect rent for 2 months or so,
Yep.
build that account up. So now I have 3 mortgage payments ready to go. I have like a little cushion that I built up in there.
Yeah.
Before the big lump sum start coming out. I kind of like that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because the mortgage isn't due, but you're still going to collect rent. So it's kind of like, oh, this is kind of nice. It's funny story. Actually, I want to kind of go off that. It's good to like, I hear so many stories about like, you probably hear it too, like slumlords and all that. And, I'm somebody, if I won't live there, I'm not going to, I try to make, within reason, you can try to make the properties as livable and, as nice as we can. But, it's funny because, we raised the rent on the new tenant because she was paying $900 for a 2-bedroom in Warwick, going rate 15 to 17, depending on what you're renting. And, it's funny, we raised it to a little over 15 and, effective, you got to give 30 days notice. So we did that. And, she agreed. And then February 1st, today came and she sent the rent and, we bought, closed January 20th. So the increase is on March 1st. She sent us the new amount today. So she sent us the increase, which, well, first of all, legally we're not supposed to do that anyway. But really, I feel I could see a lot of landlords just literally being like, and just taking it, right? I mean, I could see a lot of people doing that. I'm like, no. And, honestly, like it's going to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to build some rapport with your tenants. So I reached back out and we told her, hey, look, it's not effective till March 1st. You can either write you a check or we can send it back. We technically could have just taken it out next month, but I wanted to kind of start clean and. But
thank you.
She was like, "Oh, I didn't realize. Yeah, that'd be great." Like, and now she's like, she's got some rent for next month. That's putting her in a good.
For you, yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, "Well, I mean, they could have kept that." And so, I don't know. It's good to do, yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to have the extra $625, but we returned it obviously. But yeah, just a side note there. Just you should treat your tenants like. How you'd want to be treated,
What else I wanted to chat about is, man, I've been getting lit up about this grant, this $17,500 that I'm sure you guys all saw online. If you didn't, it's $17,500 that Rhode Island is kind of funding to first-time home buyers to help them qualify. I mean, there's requirements for it. Credit score has to be at a certain point. You can't make more. There's income limits and restrictions and etc. And if anyone would like more information on this, we can send you the link, which gives you all the information you need. But I mean, how many people reached out to you about it? A lot, or?
Yeah. I had a bunch of current, hopefully future clients reach out to me about it, and and I think this is important of having a good network, like having loan officers we can talk to, because like they're going to be they better be up to date on it. And they were able to educate us, and we're able to educate the clients. So yeah, I mean, I had a lot of people reaching out, and I was able to actually, answer, because, we see it come out, social media, news, whatever. And, we're able to have, referral partners, loan officers. Shout out to North Point Bank, Jess and Conrad, Paulie, for giving us some education. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously it has its ups and its downs. The income limits on it are pretty good. I mean, from talking with, some of our loan officers here, but, like everything, there's an up and a down. And, if you want to learn more, you can reach out to us and talk more about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I think they should start doing is, I don't think there needs to be some sort of incentive for buyers to buy. What that's going to do is create demand. Yeah. And we have that already. There's tons of buyers out there bidding, trying to get offers accepted. That is already there. What we do need is more homes for sale. Our inventory is low.
The inventory is terrible, yeah.
So I think it would be great to incentivize sellers to sell.
Yes, that would be great, yeah.
That would solve a lot more. So, I mean, that's my takeaway on that. Yeah, it's cool these programs come out. It helps out buyers. But they need their offer to get accepted for this to even help them. The issue is getting your offer accepted or finding something you like, because there's nothing for sale, and we need inventory. It's still a seller's market out there. There's still bidding wars going out there. I have one right now, two-family in Warwick. And
oh, damn. Okay.
John wanted to see it.
Oh,
he's getting into it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he said that to me too, yeah.
And I had another client reach out to me about it. And it's literally at a point, at some price points and properties, I'm showing the house at Thursday at 5. Then I'll say, I'm sorry, my clients can't make it. Can you do Saturday? No, period.
Yeah,
and it's like,
yeah,
you have to work with them or you won't see, and the offer will go. I mean, the house will go.
Yeah.
So it's like the sellers have so much leverage right now still, because there's a lack of inventory, and that's the problem we have to solve. So out there again, I mean, and coming from realtors, we're not being salesmen saying still buy. He bought last week in this market. I bought a month ago in this market. So it is still a time to buy. You just have to be more patient, smart, and prepared.
Yeah, and do your due diligence. Like, you should work with an agent that has experience, knows what they're doing, someone you trust, that has the right network. I think it's important. I mean, just because here's the thing, the market. It could change. It could go up, down, but I mean, rates could go up, down, but in reality, you could just be sitting around. I have friends that are still sitting around from 2018. I bought two in the time they bought, you know what I mean? So it's like, if you need a house and, you just figure out where you need to be, savings, credit score, and all that. If you're there and you want to buy and it works, just go for it. I wouldn't, you don't need to like.
Yeah, I'm just starting to really love the multifamily concept.
Yeah, you are. I know, it's good. It's great.
Aside from the folks that the typical, I'm getting married, want a single family. I'm having kids, I want a single family. I want privacy. Put them aside.
Yeah.
If you're out there struggling to pay your bills, you're out there, you don't make a lot of money, you're out there, you're paying rent, you're out there, single man, single woman, but want to buy, get the multifamily home. I don't get it.
Just get it.
Please get the multifamily home, and you'll thank us later. You're going to build more money, equity fast. You're going to have less bills. Your payments are going to be less on things. You're going to just come up so much quicker.
Yeah.
And now some things to even look for when you're looking at a multifamily home. It's important to have separate utilities. So when you or I look at a multifamily where they're in person, I'm going to see how many heating systems do they have? How many hot water tanks do they have? How many electric panels do they have? If there's 3 heating systems and three units, there's probably 99% sure, the heat's separate.
Yeah,
they each have their own system.
Yeah, you don't want to have the same utilities.
If there's one if there's one heating system in the property, so there's one heating system and there's 3 units, that one heating system's heating all 3 units. Now, how do the tenants pay that bill? They don't. The landlord was going to pay the bill, tack it into the rent. You really just want separate utilities.
Yeah, it's hard to. The problem is it's hard to justify. Like, if let's say a the going rate for a 2-bedroom and in a random area, let's just say Warwick is $1,500. I think it's a lot more, but let's just say it's $1,500. But the heat, the landlord has to charge extra for heat. How does he even do that? It's just a tough concept, and you have to sell that to the tenant almost, because you're just like, well, an extra 100. Well, I mean, my heating bill was more than that. It depends on how much they use, and it gets complicated. So yeah, definitely separate utilities.
So yeah,
That's a huge one.
Separate utilities being heating systems, electrical panels, hot water tanks. Maybe if you're on oil tanks, whatever it is.
All separate. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing is like your basement layout, common area. Do all units share the big open basement?
Yep.
Is there a wall in between and only a couple, one unit get one side and the other unit gets the other side?
Yep.
An issue I have is both electrical panels are on one side of the basement, in the basement of unit 1, and then unit 2 has its own basement, but no electrical panel. It's on the unit 1 side. What if the circuit breaks? And the kitchen lights go out? He has to go to his panel and adjust that and put the breaker back on.
Yeah.
But it's in his neighbor's unit. So he has to knock on hopefully the neighbor's home. If the neighbor's not home, he has to sit in the dark in the kitchen. Yeah. And if the neighbor is home, hopefully they get along. Hopefully they speak the same language, because he has to go knock on the door. Can I go into your basement and hit my breaker so I have lights again? That's something to look into. That's a pain. I have that issue currently, and it's going to cost me $1,700 to fix, to move the one panel into that other side. Actually, not as bad as I thought.
Yeah,
it's still
it's actually not bad. Yeah, you still gotta. I mean, you're still gonna spend. So I mean, I have that issue going on too. It's funny.
Do you have that issue too?
Yeah, I got it. I haven't. I'm renting it for March 1st, so I'm thinking about how I'm gonna. I got a little like they have. So I was gonna give them storage in the basement for the new tenants, and then they have like the laundry area out front outside the basement. But when their light goes out, they have to flip the switch. So now I got tenants with storage, their stuff, unlocking that. They have to get into how they're going to do it, and they've had to like go down there and trip it a few
right.
So yeah, I got that issue too, so I'm putting it off till someone complains. But I mean, hey, hopefully I'm hoping they get along, but if they don't, we'll figure it out. But yeah, it's an issue though. So.
Yeah, I mean, those are just some brief things to look at. And of course,
you got a whole list too.
Of course, you want to see what's my mortgage payment on this house. Oh, okay. All right, now what's my rent on this house? Okay, let me do some math and figure out if I still owe or I'm going to get money at the end of paying my bills. That's the most important thing to look at.
Yeah, definitely. Like, how much are you going to overpay? Honestly, too, like, this is why having a real estate agent, I mean, I guess it would help if they had experience buying them. You just bought one. I own one or two, whatever. But I think it's important that they don't necessarily have to, but as long as they have experience, or if they do own one, that'll help. But helping you with those, working with the loan officer to figure out those numbers, and what you feel comfortable with, and and deciding, are you going to live in it, are you going to invest in it, what are you going to do? So I mean, the numbers are going to be a lot different. Like you're not, he's not living in his, I'm living in mine, so it's going to be different. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that go into it, but yeah, I think you should get with an agent and that knows what they're doing, and
they also know what to look out for. Like personally, I really have a good, thorough understanding of the components of a house now.
Yeah, like I feel like I
really do. I really can tell you. Do I see potential termite damage? Now, is there water going on here? All right, where's the water coming from? What's this electrical wires look like? Are they older or newer? What's these plumbing pipes? Are they older or newer? Like I know I can answer this for you up front.
Asbestos.
Yeah, asbestos insulation, whatever it is, I can answer those questions for you on the spot at this showing. So if you don't know what you're looking for, great. I've been at 100+ home inspections, looked at 1,000+ different homes. I know what I'm looking at. That's just our job.
Yeah.
So utilize us. Don't be scared to ask questions. If your mom and dad are chirping in, they bought 2 or 3 homes in their life, and they're both tech people and they don't know much about homes, why are you listening to what your dad says? Really, it's okay to listen to him. He might know, But really, don't be afraid to ask the agent. I'm not here. I'm going to be open with you. I'm not going to be a salesman like, it's a goodbye. That's just not who I am. I'm going to say, I'm not going to come out and blow up like, man, this place, look at all this crap going on. If the client wants it, I will. But if the client's really looking into their parents' opinion, I'm not going to butt heads with the parents and overstep them. I'll let the parents do their pointing out, and I'll just sit back and listen. If you want my advice, I'm going to give it to you.
That's how I am too. Yeah. I'll just, because eventually when they're not buying a few months, all of a sudden they're like, hey, I just really want a house. And then they'll start coming to you. Or at least I've had a few clients just kind of start coming to me and be like, hey, what do you, and then, you explain it. I'll tell them too. Like, I'll be honest. If I was in your, this is what I would do. And this is what I think for real. And you know what I mean? And sometimes that's different from the parents too. So, and
I just want to say that's why it's so important to really talk to me, discuss on the phone, really your real estate agent before you work with them. You're going to have a style of an agent who I've seen, they're going to walk in the house first and you're going to follow them and they're going to tell you their opinion on everything. Oh my God, that's beautiful. Oh my God, that's ugly. Oh my God, look at the floor. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. And overpower the showing. Is that the type of person you want working with you? I don't know. Are you going to want someone that leads you in first? You look, you just observe. It's almost like you're not even there, but you're going to answer their questions. Do you want your privacy on showings with whoever you want? Or, there's so many different agents and styles of showings. So really just reach out to that agent, chat with them, maybe go on a showing with them, see how they are. Do you guys mesh? Because you could quickly find the real estate agent annoying and you're not stuck with them, but you're already working with them, so you feel bad leaving them and you have just an annoying experience.
Yeah. Won't go down that rabbit hole, but yeah. I'm sure a lot of people, it's probably some people that are even might be watching or, out there now. So, you want to get, that is true. Yeah. Cause we're definitely a little more step back. I can see I've even seen it at showings where the parents are there with another agent and a buyer, and you see the agent arguing with the dad. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. Just let if the son, daughter, they're gonna eventually come to you, or they're eventually just gonna be dependent on their parent. I mean, if the dad's being, parents are being a little more like, oh no, you can't do that. If they're being like that, eventually they're going to come to you, because at some point they're going to want to buy a house, and they have to just come to terms with, they don't have $1 million for a home, and the parents aren't dropping $1 million for a home. So,
couple last things I want to leave everyone with.
Yep.
One, a property in a really desirable area, it's just going to be a lot more money and more expensive than a home in a less desirable area. Location. You have a house in North Providence, East Providence, is going to be you have that same exact home. Pick it up and put it in Cumberland or Lincoln, or in a good more desirable area, not good, just more desirable. It's going to be more money. Location is important. So finding that location where you're happy, and then finding that home, if location is more important to you, you're going to get a house most likely smaller and worse shape. If you don't really care too much about location, you're going to go to a location and get a home that's bigger and more move-in ready. That's just the quick math there.
Yeah, so trying to find the happy medium for some people seems to be I just wanted to throw that in. You keep going, but
and number 2, every single home, unless it's new construction, needs work. You'll never buy a house where everything's new unless it's completely rehabbed, flipped, done the right way. I bought a house, my first one in North Providence. It needed a new roof, it needed new windows, and had all carpet. It needed that stuff, but it didn't need a new heating system. It didn't need a new hot water tank. All the plumbing was updated. All the electrical was updated. Great.
Yeah.
Every house I go into will need work unless it's new construction or completely flipped. So same thing on your end. If you're shopping for homes on the weekend and you go into a house, it's going to need work. I know it's going to need work. So don't tell me it needs work, we don't like it. Well, every home you go into needs work, unless it needs more excessive work. I get that, but every house needs work. So don't get too hung up on finding that home that needs no work. You will not find that unless you can afford new construction or you're willing to buy a rehabbed flip home that was done right. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, just quick piggyback on that too is like, you know, I don't know if it's standard that you have to drop $5,000 when you have to right after you buy a house. Is that the stand? I mean, I've done that. Cousins that have bought, friends, and they're like, you know, even some of them haven't even bought with me before as an agent. They're just like, oh, I just had my garage door go and the whole thing, $2,500, and all of a sudden they're out of water heater, $5,000. It's like you walk through the door, you might spend $5,000 at right, and everything might be fine at the inspection. Yeah. That's happened.
So to come full circle, buy a house with little funds left over because you're gonna have to
have some money. Like, don't just put it all and you got zero. You don't have to have double the payment, but just have like $5,000. I mean, it's not going to take, if you save a little more than the down payment and, closing costs. All
right, guys, we're out of here. We took 3 weeks off. We're going to be back next week. We're going to stay at it. Spring market's coming on. Rhode Island Housing has the grant out. Buyers are out there. So if you have any questions, want to buy a house, want to get into a multifamily, want to pick our brain, shoot us a text or an email. Thanks for watching.